Okay, what I've done now is I have added a green LED with a resistor coming off the output from the transistor, and I also have a capacitor here, and this capacitor, that's a 10 microfarad capacitor, and I have some other capacitor values that I can try. If that 10 capacitor or if that 10 microfarad capacitor doesn't work well for me, I also have a 100, or I have a 10. Well, wait, this is a 10. Well, anyway, I have larger capacitors I can use. Here we go, 100. And I'm also pointing this away from my face. So the intent is now that when I turn this on, the op amp will be able to tell me if the non-inverting input is higher than the inverting input. And I'm hoping that the 1 volt coming off of this transistor will be able to charge this capacitor. And then what will happen is when the transistor is turned on, the LED will turn on, and when the transistor turns off, the capacitor will have some charge on it and will then discharge and keep the LED lit for a time. And assuming this works, it's going to be a little hard to see, so I'm going to turn off this big light here. So, get the power supply going. And we got the red light on the LED, so we know, or the red LED going, so we know that we do have some current there, at least coming off the power supply. And let's see here, checking the transistor. And transistor's outputting a little bit. And why is that? That's probably because we have a little bit of current coming out of the output there. Okay, that's actually being held high. So let's go ahead and turn up my non-inverting input a little. Or I'm sorry, turn up my inverting input. And let's see what the transistor's doing. Okay. Yeah, it's essentially nothing. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up my non-inverting input, and the LED should light up, the green LED. Okay, so that's up pretty high. What's the op amp doing? Yeah, the op amp is up at about 3. Transistor is... let's see here, if I can get a good connection on it. Yeah, the transistor's outputting quite a bit. We got voltage going to the LED, it's just not lighting up. The LED might be bad. And let's see, is there anything coming off of that capacitor? No. Nothing there. What about this side of the capacitor? Yeah, it's got a little there across the capacitor. And, you know, it might help if I take the little threadies off the probes. And let's see here. So, yeah, at the capacitor, it's got about a nice 3 volts there. Across it, yeah, still a nice 3 volts. So I think that LED might be bad. Oh, lit up for a second there. So that LED is not bad. So let's try turning this down. See if the LED lights up. No. What's going on with our transistor? Okay, then that's odd. I ground the transistor and the LED lit up. So that shows that, you know, there was current going into the capacitor. I'm wondering if the capacitor is just eating all the current. And that was one thing that was a little concerned about. So let's get that charged for a little bit. And touch the base. Nope. And we still actually have a little bit of current coming out the base there. Okay. Well, I'm going to play around and see what I can find out.